Hi everyone, it's Miss Cavy Queen. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how to tame your guinea pig. I've had a lot of questions, I get tons of questions, and the most popular question I get is how to tame your guinea pig. Some of you who've been watching my videos for a while may know that I do have a previous video about how to tame your guinea pig, and so I thought I'd just kind of go back and redo that video and go more in depth because I don't think I provided enough details in that older video. Yeah, so I'll just show the pigs quickly. I do have the camera on a tripod, and I might have to do this video in two parts because I have a lot to cover. So I've just cleaned everybody's cage out, and this is the perfect time for me to do a taming video because, as you can see, they're all up and active. And I'm going to be using the three kids the most because they're more skittish than Cappy and Pash. But haven't given them hay because I've got some treats there that I'm going to be using for hand feeding. So I want them to pay attention. Hi Pish Pash. Hey big girl. You having a drink? Oh, thank you for the kisses. Hello. Hello. Oh, and also, I can hear her getting into trouble. Trixie will probably make an appearance in my video because I'm babysitting her for my parents for a few weeks. Hi Trix! So this is my border collie. May have seen her in a few of my other videos. Hi Cappers! How are ya? It's all crazy when I start making video. As you can see. Trixie! Stop it! She's getting a toy out. She wants attention too. Yeah, so we'll get right to it in how to tame your guinea pig. Oh wait, before I meant to show what Pash is in. It's a little burrow. Oh, you're so cute, Pash. Look at you. You're posing, aren't you? What a sweetheart. So what she's in there is a little hideout made by Super Pet, and it's supposed to be good for any animal that burrows. Hi, sweetie. And she absolutely loves it. And I bought it for her because when she doesn't have anything to chew on, the only mistake I've made in these cages is I folded the coroplast on the inside, and being a big chewer that she is, she chews on it. The other guinea pigs, nobody else really seems to mind, or nobody really bugs it, but if she doesn't have something else to occupy her, and even if I have hay in here, it's not enough. But, and I also have a little toilet paper roll there for her too. And usually I stuff them with hay. But yeah, so she's been loving this. Pash! Come here! Come here! Come here! Good pig. Look! Come here! Show everybody what you do with your hideout. Yeah? Is that yours? Such a spoiled little pigger. Eh? He's so spoiled. Yeah, so she's, as for taming, she's probably my most tame pig. And I think it has to do with their breed, her breed as well. I've had her since she was 6 months old, whereas the baby pigs, as I call them, the kids, who I'm going to be using for this video, I've had them all since birth, but they're not as tame as their parents, which a lot of people might find quite funny. I've got my list here. Yeah, people might find that pretty strange, but I think it does have a lot to do with the breed. I have read quite a bit that Abyssinians are a lot more energetic and playful and hyper, and sometimes less tame than American smooth hairs. And I think it's got a lot to do with the Abyssinians don't like to be pat as much because their hair goes in every different direction. So it probably feels a little bit funny when we try to stroke them. But I can usually get these guys to come, Pippin especially, will usually come up to me for a head scratch, so that's good. But it doesn't, just because of their breed doesn't mean they can't be tame, or more tame than the other. But yeah, so I'm going to start by going over what I've gone over in my other video. Hi Trixie. Sorry, paying attention to my dog. But So in my last video, I went over hand feeding, and that is the fundamental step for taming your guinea pig, I find. When you first bring your guinea pig home, you have to remember that it is going to be very frightened because it's just come from wherever you've got it, shelter, pet store, rescue, whatever. You're taking it away from the environment it knows. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, Pippin, are you being naughty? You're being so naughty. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's pretty scary when a guinea pig comes into a new environment, especially if it doesn't have a buddy, because guinea pigs feel safest in groups. But yeah, so if your guinea pig doesn't have a buddy, it's going to be a lot more nervous, and it's all new smells and sounds to get used to. So when you first bring your guinea pig home, I would recommend giving it at least a few days to a week to settle in. And what you want to look for to know that your guinea pig is settling in is it's going to start exploring the cage and it's going to start coming out more when you're near it and investigating. You might see it popcorn. It's going to be comfortable eating when there are noises and that sort of thing. So I also get a lot of questions from people. Here, Winnie, let me help you. Go on. No? A lot of people message me saying, oh, I just brought my guinea pig home and it's not eating or drinking. Well, that's probably just because it's nervous and it's not going to eat or drink when it knows that you're there. Winnie, are you grooming your brother? But, so chances are your guinea pig is still eating and drinking. You want to make sure it knows where there's a water bottle. I would suggest putting in maybe a water dish and a water bottle. But chances are when you leave the room, it's going to be eating or drinking. And you don't always notice when their food levels go down, but you should supply fresh hay, fresh food, and then they should be eating and drinking within the day that you bring them home. But like I said, they have to get used to, oh, Pippin, you're bad, don't chew that. Sorry, the towel's sticking out a bit there. I'll have to fix it after. But, yeah. Hi, Trixie. Hello. But, so, that's the main part, is you're going to want to give some time for your guinea pig to adjust to its surroundings. You can't just start sticking your hands in and chasing and trying to grab your guinea pig as soon as you've brought it home, because you'll probably just do more damage than good, and then you're going to frighten your guinea pig and it's going to be more afraid of you. So the key is to let it settle in. Alright, now, obviously these guys, Trixie, go. Obviously these guys are going to run up as soon as they know that I have food, because I do this every day with them. So hand feeding doesn't have to be just for taming. It can be for any time. You could have had your guinea pig for years, but it's still a great way to develop the bond with your pet. So you just want to begin by putting your hand in and offering a little tidbit of food. So today I've got some pieces of cucumber. You want to just talk to them softly. You'll notice I put my hand in very slowly. There, what's that? And as soon as they know that she has something, everybody's going to come. There you go. But, yeah, so you want to move very slowly. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make with their guinea pigs, is they try to rush things. Like with any animal, you can't rush them. You've got to take time to do this. Hey now. You got to be very patient with them. It could take weeks, it could take months. So you can't give up and you can't rush them. Here's a good pig. So even though these guys are coming up to me for some bits of cucumber, they still, oh, maybe Winnie will let me. They sometimes let me pet them on the head. That's sort of what I try to help train them to do. That's what I aim for. There you go. See Pippin. Well, there. There you go. So they're being good. What else? Oh, right. So as for moving slowly around your guinea pigs are very skittish naturally. They have to be. Because in the wild, if they weren't, then they're going to get eaten and become somebody's dinner. So That's why you want to move very slowly, because they are flight animals and they're going to run away before trying to attack you. So, because I know my friends will come over and they'll want to see the guinea pigs and say hi to them, and they'll run over and try chasing them around the cage with their hand trying to pet them. And of course that only scares them more, as opposed to actually getting them to come over and say hi. Right, Pip? Hey? But if you just move slowly, even when you're just walking by their cage, you can talk to them softly, and you guys, come on, move into the camera frame. That's a good pig. But if you just talk to them nicely, then they're gonna respond much better. And also, I've got my whole list here. Probably not gonna make it into one video. It'll have to be two. But also another tip that I have found with my guinea pigs. Now these guys are all a year old now, Pippin being the youngest. He just turned 1 year in August, and then Juno and Winnie turned a year old in May. So that's the ages for them. And I found that they're, oops, I dropped these. They got a lot more mellow. Can you back up? They became a lot more mellow once they reached probably half a year old to a year. I found they have really allowed me to touch them a lot more. So, I mean, obviously when they're younger, they're going to have a lot more energy and that sort of thing. So, that can be, so if you've got just a very young, like 10-week-old guinea pig, then they're going to be pretty skittish still, and you've got to just factor in everything, that if they've just come from a pet store and they've left all their buddies, that's going to make them nervous too. There you go, Juno. Getting low on cucumbers. And of course, I always recommend getting guinea pigs in pairs, because it actually does help with the taming. There you go, Pip. Because guinea pigs feel, they feel more brave when they're in groups. Whereas if you just have one single piggy, they're going to be a lot more timid and afraid to come over and see you. But when they have a buddy, then they're a lot more confident, I find. So it's just another reason why to get two. And of course they are very social. Oh, I dropped a piece. Dropped a piece of cucumber somewhere. Here. You guys have already made a mess of your cage and I just cleaned it. There you go. Another big factor before you bring your guinea pig home is you want to look at your cage location. So what room in your house are you going to be putting your cage in? Because my guinea pigs are in my bedroom when they're at my apartment in the city, and then they are, and then they're kept in my basement when they're back home. So both locations that I keep them in are pretty quiet. Obviously I'm in my bedroom a lot with them, or I'll watch TV in my bedroom, but it's a very quiet location. It's not the main place in the house. Like, I wouldn't necessarily recommend putting them in your living room, where that's where all the action's going to be, because that's going to make them a lot more timid for when you're trying to tame them. So I would suggest keeping them in a bedroom or some quiet location in your house, maybe an office room, not somewhere where you're going to be blasting the TV, not where you're going to be having a lot of people come through and walk past constantly, because guinea pigs do need their downtime. There you go. So, yeah, I find a lot of people often make mistakes with that too, is they'll want to have their guinea pigs in their living room, and then when they start trying to tame them, they get confused as to why their guinea pig won't come out of its house, and it's probably because it's scared of all the big people walking by its cage and the loud TV. A lot of factors play into why a guinea pig can get scared. Hey pigs. I'm licking the cucumber off my hands now. Hey? Hello. Hello, Junebug. Hey, sweetie. So as you can see, they'll still run off from my hand. I mean, they know I just had food, so they're going to be a little bit more curious, but they are still skittish. A lot of people are always asking me, how are they so tame? And it's just because I do spend a lot of time with them. And that's because you don't want to chase them with your hand. Oh, Pippin. As you can see, they're still going to be a bit timid. Okay, sorry about the gap, everybody. I am back for the other half now of my taming video. Hi, Trixie. The next thing I want to talk about, as you can see, Juno's just here and little Winnie is in her bed there. Next thing I want to talk about, Trixie's being very noisy, is how to bring out your guinea pig. So of course, when everybody gets their new guinea pig, you want to be able to hold it and have the lap time with it. So what I would suggest is you either, Juno, Winnie was in there. I love having these little cozy beds. Mine is from Piggy Pig Pigs, but you can also make your own. If you have an old sweater you don't need, you can use that, and often guinea pigs will like that as a bed. Or Super Pet makes a lot of good beds. And you can also use a house like this one. You can use a house like that, and if you tip it over, we'll see if Juno will go in there. But sometimes they'll hop right in for you. And maybe she won't. But so I find that's a great way to bring out your guinea pigs. For the first time, it's stress-free. So I'm just going to wait and see. Pippin's going to push it around. Can you go in there? Come on. It's your house. And they're all curious and thinking, what's this? It's something completely new. Hey, how did that feel, Pip? Heard your head knock on that. Of course, they're just going to chew on it because it's flipped over and new and exciting now. But probably if I left it long enough, they would hop on in there. I'll just leave it. But a lot of people, when they first get their guinea pig, they don't want to spook it or scare it more. There we go. So I'm just going to let her go right in there. And then I'll just kind of put my hand in. And there you go. So now I've brought her out, and I'll just turn my camera a bit. I just got to take it off the tripod. So as you can see, I've got her in her house now. And now just got back away from the cage. So of course she's not too stressed out. She knows it's me. And I'm just going to scoop my hand up under her and lift her onto my lap. Usually, of course, I would use two hands to do that. But I'm holding the camera with the other. So that's one great way to bring your guinea pig out of its cage without having to chase it around its cage and scare it more. You can do that with most houses, and or like I said, if you want to make yourself out of a hoodie sweater, you can make a little cozy. But any sort of bed will work fine. Sometimes you can also use a little towel, and if you kind of wrinkle that up in their cage and they'll go under it, you can sort of pick them up with the towel. And this is a great way. For some people are very afraid that their guinea pig is going to bite them. And so I'm constantly reassuring people that guinea pigs are not really, they're not aggressive critters. They're not going to bite you to be mean. I don't think any of my pigs have ever bit me. Maybe the occasional nibble, but that's different. So I'm going to put Winnie. Oh, Trixie. Did you sneeze? Silly girl. I'm going to put Winnie back in her cage now. So I'll just put her back in the little house. And I'll put it back in. This is a great way also because they don't feel their feet lifting off the ground. I'm just going to end up tipping it. Oh no. Here, you want me to help you? There you go. So yeah, so that's a great way because you don't have to lift their feet off the ground, which is one of the things that makes them very nervous when you bring them out of their cage. But anyways, what was I saying before that? Hey, Juno bug. There's little Winnie. But yeah, that's what, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I was talking about biting versus nibbling. I'm gonna put the camera back on the tripod now, if I can. There we go. So there's a huge difference between biting and nibbling. Biting is when they feel threatened. They have to feel pretty threatened to actually bite each other. You'll see it, they'll occasionally, like what Winnie just did there, she just nipped at Juno, because Juno was going into the house that Winnie was in. So she kind of said back off. But yeah, so if you'll see, I'll let her like sniff my hand, and then she's giving me a little kiss, she's licking my fingers, and then she did do a very soft nibble because they know that they can't eat my fingers. But when they were younger, when they were little babies, they would nibble pretty hard, and because they were just testing, they didn't know what hands were at that point, and they were testing the object. And so if they nibble too hard, then I'm just going to move my hand out of the cage, not like ripping it out of the cage or anything quick, but you just want to slowly remove your hand from the cage. And they'll learn pretty quickly that fingers don't taste good, but as you can see there. But I mean, if you're afraid of your guinea pig, then their chances are they're going to be pretty afraid of you, and they're always going to be more scared of you than you are of them. Oh, and that was Winnie being aggressive to Juno. Did she kick you out of the house? Eh? What a meanie. What a mean little pig. Hey, Juno. But, so, and notice how when I went to try and pet Juno there, everybody's trampling the pig that's in the house. When I went to pet Juno there, and then she decided, no, I don't want you to pet me, and backed away, I didn't continue chasing her around with my hand. I said, okay, that's fine with me, and just left my hand where it was. So now you can see little Pippin. Hey, Pip. He's all cozy in here. And so it's great having them in this, because then I could go in slowly with both hands and then lift him out and have him in the cozy, and then I could bring him onto my lap, or I could bring him to a playpen for playtime. Hey, what a cutie. So that's why I love these little cozies. There you go. He's all confused now as to what happened. But that's not to say that I don't pick up my guinea pigs just by hand, but I prefer to not terrorize them and chase them around their cage. So if, hey Win. A lot of people just end up trying to scurry around and grab their guinea pigs, like, hey. So there you saw she was kind of trying to bite my fingernail, so I just moved it away when I saw that she was going to try and nibble me. Hey? My fingers must still taste like cucumber, huh? Oh, Winnie, you're so mean. Such a meanie. Hey, Pip. There, so if I were going to try and pick up Pippin, I'll try to move now without scaring him. So I'd probably kind of just start by working my hand down his back, getting him used to being pet. And then I'm going to slowly, oh, okay, and he's going to say no. But I'll try it again. So I'm going to just try petting his head, and then I'm going to scoop in. And he got a little bit nervous. And then I'm going to bring him right to my chest and pick him up that way. But, and there you go. But of course they're going to feel nervous and maybe get a bit scared when they first feel you picking them up, because they feel restrained and trapped. So the sooner you bring them straight to your chest and comfort them, or if you put them right on your lap, then they're going to settle down a lot quicker. But yet another bonus to picking them up in a house or in a little cozy bed is that it smells like them. So that's going to also help keep them calm and comfort them, because it's something familiar that they know when they're coming out of their cage. And so whether you want to do lap time, I think doing lap time first, when you first get your guinea pig, doing lap time before doing a playpen is a good way to get them used to sort of human contact and being pet. Yeah, so I suggest taking them out lots on your lap before you try doing playtime. Oh, Juno. Hey, that's not very nice, Win. Come here. You're being a bully, little Juno. Juno, you're fine. Win, come here. Come here. You're so mean. So that sound that Juno is making is, she thinks Winnie's still there. Because Winnie tried to kick her out of the little tunnel. You're okay. You're okay, little Juno. But she'll calm down. Because, as you now know, Winnie is the dominant pig. She even bosses little Pippin around. She's the boss of everybody. Eh? Yeah. She's just a meanie. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I haven't covered. I guess I was just talking about playpens. So playpens are great, and I love putting my guinea pigs in them for a chance to popcorn. But a lot of people will tell me that they've tried doing a playpen and they put their guinea pig in it and then they just sit there. Well, my guinea pigs sat in their playpen the first time I put them in there, because it does take some time for them to get used to it. And a good way to help them get used to it is to take some toys from their cage and put them in the playpen. And that sort of helps it feel familiar to them, and then they're going to be more comfortable to come out and play. Hey, little Winnie. I'll take it off the tripod. Oops. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. I almost dropped the camera. But, so there's... Hey, little Juno. Is Winnie being mean to you? Hey? No, Winnie's being kicked out of that house because Pippin's in there. But I'll put the red house back in there for them. But yeah, so playpens are great. It will take a few times to put your guinea pig in it for them to really realize, hey, I can explore, I can go look around. So playpens and floor time are great for them. I would strongly suggest that for your guinea pig, especially if you have just a store-bought cage, like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, like what I used to have. Then I would certainly suggest, yeah, I would certainly suggest a playpen and lots of floor time. Trixie's just flaked out there. Hey, Pish Pash. You like your toy? You're most tame, aren't ya? Yeah, see, with Pashmina. Oh, goodness. That's her little purr noise. And some people, because I've made her purr in other videos and I've had people comment that they think she's scared, but it's funny because sometimes when I'll pet her and scratch her back and she'll purr, she'll run off popcorning, so pretty sure she likes it. And as you can see, she's not running away, and she'll often flatten. See, there you go, she popcorn. Hey? You're silly. Hey, Cap. Are you taking a nap? Hey, Pashy? But yeah, she loves being pat and scratched. Hey? But, so I hope this video was useful. Just to go over the key points of the video again would be that you want to move slowly around your guinea pig. So never run up to your guinea pig cage because you're just going to scare them. Right, Pash? Nothing scares you, huh? Nothing scares you. But, so you want to move slowly, and you want to also talk to them at their cage. And that's probably more important to start that before even hand feeding. Because you want to just sit near their cage and talk to them softly and get them used to your voice and used to your presence before you start invading their space. And secondly, you definitely have to be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. Like I said, it may take a few days, it may take weeks, it may take months. I think maturing, your guinea pig becoming an adult, has a lot to do with it and will help them mellow out a bit. But, hey Pip! That all plays into it, so those are the main factors. And you just don't want to give up on your guinea pig. Just don't say, oh, well, I'm just going to get a new one because this one obviously can't be tamed. And if your guinea pig is being aggressive or trying to nip you, then you should probably just try to back off a bit, give it its space, don't chase it. And if it's giving you warning signs, like it's chattering at you or it's kind of making that anxious squeaking noise, then chances are you've got to back up a bit, give it some space, and then try doing another taming session later. But yeah, so I think I've covered most of the taming facts that I know, and if you're still having troubles, you can always message me or comment on this video. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope this was useful. Bye.